Hello, Travis here, and welcome back to Factorio Space Age. In the last episode, we dived into the world of robot logistics, and got started the on the bot mall that will help me supply me with all the materials I need, all the buildings I need for further expansion. Well, I did a bit of off-camera building. Technically, by Factorio standards, this is a base. It's not a very big base. It ignores the fact that this giant is, but I don't have the concrete to pave the entire base yet. In the process, I've been storing up all my uranium for climate, and safe to say, I have enough for to start Kovarex Enrichment. Just as a reminder, Kovarex Enrichment is basically taking uranium-235 and a little bit of 238 and converting some of that 238 into a piece of 235. This doesn't look like much on paper, but trust me, uh, this will save. So again, uranium fuel cells require iron plates, 1 235 and 1 238. Again, doesn't seem much until again, uranium-235 has a 0.7% chance of dropping. I'm going to let me see if my bot coverage is yep, that should be good. Oh yeah, I've did a bunch of so how do we properly do Kovarex? Well, there's a design that there's a lot of ways we can do it. There's ways we can do it without circuits. There's bots. But the way I like to do it is the way I found it's based off of a design that I found that works pretty well. I'll leave a link to the person who made this because I don't want to because this wasn't necessarily my design per se, but I have tweaked it a bit to alright, so we're gonna quick the end goal today is to make a homebrew nuclear reactor, which is pretty much going to be our end game power solution. I don't have rare speed 2 modules. Ah. Alright, so we're gonna first do the, it did take a bit of circuitry, so I need to do this over here. Alright, so we have our Kovarex, and we're going to alright, we're gonna filter so basically what this is we're gonna have revolving all the uranium, enriched uranium on the belt. And when it finishes, it's gonna dump everything out and only take the excess off. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but keep in mind, this is guaranteed U-235 rather than a 0.7% chance. And anything we get from here is only going to just add it to the loop. Now we're going to take up our buffer chest. Again, this is not the only way. This is not the only way you can do Kovarex. And of course, this isn't like there's a lot bigger builds of builds out there. This is just the one that I like. So now that we have we're gonna create our nuclear fuel cells. Alright. Alright. So I'm gonna be now just be aware, I don't necessarily need it. I've actually dismantled my old coal power plant, and we're running purely off of solar, and we're doing fine. But I want to have basically a nuclear backup. Alright, and I didn't bring water pumps, but I do have them automated, so we're gonna roll with the punches. Nuclear reactors are typically built near bodies of water. Because like all pinnacles of mankind, they're basically about how to efficiently boil water. That's like power plant. Alright, so how do I want to do this? We're also going to set up a nuclear field reprocessing. So, this is a nuclear reactor. And, nope. I actually, got lucky, got, a quality, So this reactor is going to be a bit... I'm actually going to be underpowering this reactor. Now you might be wondering why I'm building it. Well, I could just take a nuclear reactor blueprint off the internet. There's hundreds of them out there. It there's really no right or wrong way of doing this. However, it's honestly kind of fun building reactors by yourself. Which is why I'm going to be Now, let me tell you about the nuclear reactor. It's basically, you know how to boil, you know, like the boilers from way back during episode 1? Yeah, yeah, these are, we have a different version of it called the heat exchanger. You might notice that there's like these little bars of heat. That's because we put the fuels rods in, and the reactor will warm up, and eventually it will make huh. Hence these little metal copper things. These are called heat pipes. We'll be needing a lot of these heat pipes later. Seems like an expansion party, perhaps. Yeah. My base is basically completely defended now. So, why am I putting the reactors in this particular arrangement? Well, reactors have what we call a neighbor bonus. The reactor by itself, let me just grab it and if you would take a look at this, this is the stats on the side. It basically consumes a 40 megawatt nuclear fuel cell that doesn't. And generates but when it starts burning that fuel, it starts generating heat, and then this heat is basically constant, and essentially it outputs 40 megawatts of heat, not energy, not direct energy. We have to do a bit of more work to now. You also notice that there's a +% neighbor bonus. This neighbor bonus is basically if there's a reactor next to it, it basically gets like bonus. It generates bonus heat. This blob basically each reactor keeps each other warm, which basically generates a boom. That's what I imagined as what's happening. So, if you're building a reactor yourself, or look at blueprints online, you notice that you'll often see, kind of like in like a 2x2 or 2x4. 2x2 is kind of the baseline. Uh, without considering quality, I believe this is about 480 megawatts of power, which is quite a lot considering the base. For the most part, it's hard to tell right now. But if I'm running things, I basically go to like 100 megawatts or so, which I have plenty of solar power. But if I'm like doing like a bunch of research or whatnot, I want to make sure I'm not like drained, especially at night when I want the accumulators to be power a safety net as opposed to a crutch. So we have our heat. How do we do something with that heat? Well, with heat pipes, of course. Heat gets transferred evenly across the thing, so we can properly distribute. About 12. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, we are all good. Like I'm gonna copy so we now have our heat exchangers. Which will be They'll be taking our heat, and the heat will run to these exchangers, and these are basically like boilers, except instead of taking coal, they take direct heat. Next comes so we could put steam engines in, but these are turbines. And essentially they're Mark II steam engines. We're gonna need about ratioed properly. It's gonna be about we want to seems so we can I'll do some quick math. I can output up to 103 per second. So let me grab a calculator quick. We need about 21 per section. If my math is all of I'll probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to say this is we're gonna take As you can see, the cells produce pretty. Although I'll have to review my. This isn't working quite how I want to, but. Alright, so now the reactor is up. There's a minimum temperature. I built it, I misaligned it properly. Now this one's going to be a bit trickier because of the. I can probably. We're gonna have to. Now we just gotta. Alright, I need to hook in my water. Where's my water? Oh. That's my yeah, I probably shouldn't put light oil in my nuclear reactor. Not that I could, but if I could, that's probably not going to be a good idea. Let's see. Yep. Look how fast they're. That wasn't even like a full. Just like that. That's it. Alright, and one more thing before we have to go. Before I go, is we have to. This is one use for the active providers. We're going to expel our fuel cells. Hopefully. Yeah, just I have a few more turbines than I need, but I'll monitor this reactor and adjust accordingly. As nighttime comes in, the solar panels will kick off and the reactor will turn on, where it will come to life. Yeah, that's a. We now have a nuclear reactor. This power plant should, in theory, last us for the. If I wanted to make a bigger base, I'd probably have to make a bigger reactor or even invest in fusion power. For the time being, yes, I do. I'll leave. I will again leave a link to what I inspired this design. It's not entirely perfect, but I'll make corrections and I'll let you know what those corrections are at the start of the next episode. But yeah, if you uh, if you liked the nuclear reactor episode, leave a like. If you have any questions or concerns, comment down below. And if you want to see more Factorio Space Age, where we will definitely start working on building our first spaceship, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.